any, idea or like concept and just like challenge yourself, anything is possible. I was like, can I go from a handstand to a lotus down? Let me just see if I could try and see if it's possible. And that's it, bro.
Sure enough. What's up, guys? Today's guest is the creator and founder of Cyberyoga. Please welcome to the JAMCast, Mr. Lamonte Goode.
What's up, Travis? Thanks for having me, man. It's an honor and pleasure.
Dude, what's up, brother? It is super big honor for me to see you here. We've known each other for
a minute.
A minute, man. For a minute, dude. And what's crazy is before I knew you as Cyberyoga, you were always known to me as B-Boy Tales.
B-Boy Tales, doing my thing, breaking, going to White Lotus, training,
totally
power moves and all that cool stuff. Watching you guys being inspired.
And I gotta ask you, dude. I didn't realize it till right now, where I'm sitting staring at you. Is that you on your shirt?
That is me. That is me rocking my own signature Super Soldier Cyberyoga T-shirt.
And now, is that a pose, or is that like a move you're doing there? Or?
Yes, this is one of my signature poses called the Supersoldierpose.
Supersoldierpose.
This pose got me famous in the Instagram world, on the yoga world. I got super famous off of this pose.
Totally.
Yeah.
And what happened with that? It just went viral? That picture went around? Or?
Yeah, exactly. Simply that. This photo I had posted on Instagram, and it went viral like overnight. And people were like, "Who are you? What is this? Like, how do you do this?" And yogis were just like baffled. So
no way.
Yeah.
And do you remember like how viral it went? Was it something where people just were tagging and commenting on you, and then all of a sudden your account just started growing?
It was. You know what? It was simply just that. It was like people were tagging me, commenting, "Hey, who are you?" And then eventually Instagram actually reached out to me. It was like, "Yo, we love what you're doing. It's super amazing. We're going to give you a user feature." Back then, that's when it was popular.
That was the big thing back in the day. You could get a user feature.
That was it.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I remember they did that to like Scott McDonald. He had reposted, and his account blew up too.
He blew up really fast.
That was the thing. Wow. I didn't know that was the picture that started it all, dude.
That was the photo that got me started, man.
That's the reason why I have these JAMCasts. I mean, I learned something new, you know? That's exactly why we have these, bro.
Yeah, man.
And that's amazing. And so at that point in your career, had you actually developed and branded Cyberyoga? Or was this just a picture you'd put out just thinking, hey, here's an IG post?
Amazing question. So I had the idea of Cyberyoga 15 years prior, but there was no technology available at the time. So there was no Instagram, no YouTube, no Facebook, nothing like that. But I had the vision and the concept of taking what I do with breaking and integrating with yoga, and then somehow, some way, broadcasting it to the world. Fast forward years later, Instagram comes across, and then you basically got the confirmation that, hey, you're onto something. Wow. And then that was the time I was like, okay, Lamont, this is the time, and this is what I had visioned, and that was it.
That's crazy, because you already had the idea, and then you put out a picture, and you basically proved your concept that there's an audience.
Exactly.
That's insane. Do you remember what year that was? That picture?
That was
15, 16 maybe.
I think 15, 16. But the name Cyberyoga was not even conceived, but the idea was there, but I didn't have a name for it.
Okay.
And so what happened at the time, there was a bunch of yogis that were obviously hating on me because it was so new and so different.
Totally.
They're like, they're like, "Hey, black people don't do yoga. What are you doing? Like, they don't do that." And I was like, okay, I'm going to show you guys what I can come up with. So I thought of the name Cyberyoga, which means calisthenics, yoga, breakdance, evolution, revolution.
Yes.
Yoga is the base that binds it all together. It's a new age, futuristic, spiritual practice that I just created. And I wanted to just market to the world and just leave a legacy.
And you know what's crazy is like, I didn't even know it was an acronym for the longest time. At first, I just thought like, oh, it's just like internet yoga.
Yeah.
And then after doing some deep digging, I was like, oh, it's an acronym.
Yeah, acronym. Yeah. Cool, yeah, man. Both.
And trust me, I understand.
There you go. Exactly. Jam, 21 movement right there. Exactly.
So props, bro. Now that's super cool, man. And so along the lines of Cyberyoga and what you're doing with it right now, is it something that you're teaching? Is it a program, or is it more just like an overall concept you're just hoping to spread into the world?
Awesome question. Yeah, all the above. Online teaching, and of course, I want to create communities, and hopefully one day it'd be like a religion, like a Cyberyoga religion. But I'm just thinking fast forward. But yeah, eventually online communities.
Okay.
And basically, just build a following and make it like an actual movement practice that people can adopt, and it could be a household name in the future. Oh, Cyberyoga Fitness or Cyberyoga. So that's the vision I had behind it.
It's a great name, man. I mean,
Thank you.
Can hear it sticking for sure. So I got to ask the obvious question, because like we're obviously going to throw some videos up on the screen over the course of this, but
Dope.
just the average person that sees what you're doing, they must just be absolutely mind blown and think, I'll never achieve that level of flexibility. Is this something that anyone can achieve? Is this something that you think with over time anyone can actually do?
Amazing question. Yes, anybody can do it if they put their mind to it. So I come from zero flexibility in my life.
Really?
No flexibility at all.
I've only known you as a flexible guy.
Bro, I had seriously had no flexibility in my life. Nothing until years of just practice and dedication, focus and discipline. You know, I got my lotus, like my hand, all this crazy stuff. But it was just really just focus and dedication. So anything is possible if you put your mind to it.
That's crazy. I've only seen one other guy go from not being able to like touch his shins to like full splits on all three sides.
Who's that?
My buddy Andrew Ng.
Yeah, Andrew, yeah.
You know, yeah. Andrew literally couldn't touch his toes, and after like 3 to 4 months of just rolling and stretching hours a day.
See, it's possible, man.
Yeah.
It's you know, it is so possible. If you really put the mind and thought into it, anything is possible. I mean, we have guys doing like crazy stuff with their bodies. I mean, you know, what you guys do in Shosei and B-boys now, it's incredible with the skill levels, but it's a thought and then training and dedication and focus and drive.
You're right. People are just more inclined to spend more time trying to flip as opposed to stretching because it's more painful stretching most times, I guess, for most
Exactly.
people. Wow.
Exactly.
That's crazy. And so for someone that wants or is interested in your program and getting into like cyber yoga, I guess if I was a beginner, like how does it start or what does it entail? Is it like just basic exercises I would do? Do I do them every day? Like what do you think is the key to gaining flexibility?
Great question. It will be more of a number one mindset.
Oh, okay.
Believing that anything is possible if you could do it. So mindset, movement coaching, hand balancing, training. I give you programs, you know, to work on and stuff like that. But that's pretty much like the gist of it.
Okay.
But just overall, just mindset, focus, and training and discipline. And I give you tools, and then you know what, you can go and play with it.
Wow.
And add it to your practice.
That's super cool. And now, do you already have any like students under you that are starting to excel?
I do have some students, but it's kind of like fairly hard for them at the moment. But they are actually excelling. Most of them are all kids right now.
Wow.
Yeah, so they can getting good really fast.
That's even crazier.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Now that it's so unique to me to see like the evolution of this because like I kind of mentioned very early on from the beginning of our like friendship, I've always just known you in the community as a breakdancer.
Yeah.
And already in breakdancing, you already had a very unique style.
Thank you.
Your style was very much like I guess you played your strengths like you said. And like what's crazy was to hear that you weren't always flexible because your b-boy style very much utilized flexibility.
Yes, now, but it's now more of like a fusion of this. It's really hard to describe. kind of like spider movement meets like Transformers.
Yeah.
You know, if that makes sense. It's kind of like
totally
threading, complicated and intricate transitions on top of balance and speed.
Pull up one of the b-boying ones. Go to the second one, not the first one. Go to like b-boy. Yeah, click that one.
Oh,
go to the next one. Go to another one. Click some of these like b-boy links until we pull up like one of these ones.
Here we go. Suck it.
Yo.
This one. Oh yeah. Okay, this one.
So let's take a look at this like right now. And for those of you that are listening on the audio broadcast, go ahead and head over to our YouTube or go to his Instagram, Cyberyoga. And so what are we watching here, man? Like,
so this is basically what I do because I have adopted adding yoga elements to my breaking. So this is like a classic like b-boy variation of a crab.
Exactly.
A crab walk, but I implemented using lotus and just more of like robotic movements combined.
That's so crazy.
With that.
Click one of the other ones, like the third link, and see if something different comes up. Boom. Dude, what's crazy to me is the integration between the two.
Yeah, just really fusing both. And this is just a classic head spin.
And what's funny is, so besides flexibility, the other thing that I always knew you for was doing head spins.
Head spins.
And this is something that I want to talk to you about because like so much like on all these episodes, before we like, talk about the future, we have to like go backwards. So how long have you been breakdancing for at this point?
Oh man, this is gonna age me, but I've been breaking since '96.
No way, you've been breaking since '96.
I've been breaking since '96.
No way.
And breaking has been just like my overall, like my version of my martial art.
Was that your first discipline? So to
yes,
speak, that you
yes,
committed to?
yes, 100%. Because breaking was always there for me. So me growing up in a broken home, like I didn't have like a typical like father figure model or anything like that. So what I would use was like going to a b-boy practice or something like that, and that was like always there for me. Like that was my focus, my dedication, my go-to. It was my happiness. it was always there for me, and I learned so much from it.
And where did you start your breaking career? Like, what city was this back in?
I learned how to break in Orange County. Orange County, California is where I first started with the legendary crew. I used to train with, shout outs to B-Boy Energetic, Little Rock and all that. But Orange County was the major focus of where I started training.
Okay.
And then from there, it kind of just branched off to different cities where I started training and doing battles and stuff like that.
And so, like, breakdancing, especially back in '96, it's not one of those things where you could go to Millennium and take a class.
Oh my God, bro.
So how are you learning breaking back in the days? Was it just self-taught, videos, going to jams and sessioning with those guys?
It was just that. It was like hands-on, going to a practice, meeting up with somebody that you mentor under, and they just show you, or you just learn it by yourself, like just trial and error. Like you just keep doing it until you get it. And so it was just that. There was no internet. There was no YouTube, nothing like that. So
there's
it
no
was
slow-mo cameras.
Oh my God. It was way harder.
What, like, did you excel right away? Is that what kept you in breaking? Or was it something that was difficult from the beginning? Because to me, breaking, in my personal opinion, I tell this to everyone out there, especially people that watch me trick, I wish I could be a B-boy.
Bro, you still can.
I would give up everything just
no
to be a
way,
B-boy,
bro. You can
dog.
still do it. It's all bro. You know what? Like I said, mindset. It's all
dreams.
mindset.
I got big dreams. Trust me.
Anything is possible, bro. I mean, just learn a flare, air flare, and then you'll be like,
See,
oh shit.
I can do one, but like,
There you go.
you know, all right. I'll talk. I have a secret plan. I'll tell you off camera. All right.
Okay.
But so for you though, did you excel right away, or did you find it challenging and you just stuck with it still?
You know, for me, the magic was like going through the process of learning something, and then in the moment where it finally clicks, you're like, oh my God, I got it. Like,
Yes, those little gains.
those magical moments that keep you motivated and inspired not to give up.
100%.
Like when I learned my first move called the UFO, I was like, oh my God, I got UFOs. My first freeze, my first head drill, my first flare. Head spins was like, I'm too long, I'm too skinny, I'm not strong enough. But I was like, you know what? There's something about this move that's really calling me. And I was like, you know what? You cannot give up. You got to just keep doing your thing until you finally get it. And then one day, a year later, I'm just doing my motion and
just tap,
and I stopped. And then that's when I got it. I was like, oh my God. I understood, like, this is the move. But, you know, but you have to go through the trials and errors and the blood, sweat, and tears and just not giving up, because it's going to happen. But you got to be persistent.
That is crazy. So when you started breaking in '96, were you already flexible at that point?
Zero flexibility.
Wow. So
non-flexibility.
So it developed along the same like parallel path.
No, the flexibility came about 6-7 years ago.
Whoa.
So all this flexibility is new for me.
That's crazy, which is even more impressive because it shows that, like, not to date you like you said, but like you can learn it at a later age.
You can learn at a later age.
Wow.
And so for me, you know, my major like motivation behind it was always getting injured, pulling my groin, pulling muscles, feeling super tight. And I was like, you know what? How can I feel like, I don't know, it just somehow, some way through law of attraction, synchronicity, I came across a yoga magazine and I was just read it. I was like super inspired. You know what? Took some classes, was really motivated by it.
No way.
Felt the difference in my body, blood flow, focus, concentration. My mobility was a lot better. I was like, okay, this is something. Wow. Not to mention, I can create more movements because I'm more agile, I'm more flexible in ways I could never move before.
That's incredible, dude.
Yeah.
That makes your story even more inspiring, like for people to see that you like made that conscious decision later. And so for people that are out there that maybe like, let's say, you know, they may be too intimidated to start cyber yoga right now, but let's say they're just like a b-boy or a tricker listening to this podcast right now. Is there a style of yoga that you would suggest for them to try, or something that's like less intimidating, or a good way to ease into this flexibility game?
Great question. I would say for them to try hot yoga.
Oh, really?
The hot yoga, because now you're actually doing yoga postures in this extreme heat, but your body loosens up right away.
Right away.
And knowing the average person, because they're not used to being flexible, they're going to feel the difference in their body right away.
That's true. The heat does help.
They're going to be like, oh my God, I'm more limber.
Yoga. Yeah. But it's really just,
It's the high that you get from the body of, you know, sweating, all the endorphins and all that, you know, all that happening at one time. Wow. You're more looser, more agile, more mobile, more loose.
And so to compare the two, I'm going to ask two questions that are going to like go off the back of each other, so you can ask separately or answer separately. How often a week were you practicing breakdancing? And then when you got into this flexibility journey, how often a week were you stretching?
Oh, man, great question. The b-boying I was doing every day. Of course, I'm gonna be what like and still to this day it's every day. But the yoga, I was doing it kind of half-heartedly. I would do the yoga like before or after practice. But that kind of took a while, you know, like it wasn't until like a month or two till I started noticing like a difference in my body as far as flexibility goes.
Okay.
And then years later, I was like, oh my God, I can do this now versus when I couldn't even do it. So it's kind of like a slow, gradual process.
Okay.
But, you know, just me, like, I'm just into training a lot, you know?
Yeah.
So like my default is always training. I'm doing hand balancing or doing some power moves or whatever, threading. I'm like, you know what? I'm tired. You know what? Let's go stretch. Let's do some yoga.
Yeah.
And so I kind of just put them both together.
That's a common thing that we find pretty much from anyone that sits across from me in that chair is that like we all have this like addictive personality and we're usually addicted to training.
You have to.
Yeah, it's
doing
crazy.
This. I mean, joining my movement. That's
Right.
why we're here,
Exactly,
man.
right?
Movement.
Dude, that's crazy. And I guess one of the reasons why I'm so mind blown hearing that you picked up the flexibility later in life is that when I started seeing all these cyber yoga poses and posts, I guess, I just automatically assumed like, oh, he's able to do hand balancing so well from breakdancing. Is that true? Or was the hand balancing and one arm stuff separate?
It was separate because
No way.
It was separate, bro.
But how long ago did that start?
Okay, so years of breaking, I was like, okay, that's cool. I got bored and came across this like circus video from Verikai. It was
Yes, Verikai.
Cirque du Soleil.
Cirque du Soleil show.
And I was blown away by these hand balancers that were so strong. And I was thinking, how can I add this element to my breaking? Because I'd be unstoppable doing this crazy shit that nobody can do.
Do you remember how long ago this was?
Oh my God. This was like, to date myself again, like 2002, 3, or 4.
No way. Okay.
Bro,
Okay.
this was a minute ago.
Wow. Okay.
But then again, law of attraction, manifestation, synchronicity. At the time, I was dating a girl from Prague, Czech Republic. And I was out there visiting her and so happened to be in her dance studio, magically by chance, was a Cirque du Soleil hand balance teacher. And she saw me in the corner training hand balancing. And I was like, she was like, oh, you're trying to learn hand balancing? And I was like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, who are you?
Yeah.
She was like, oh, I'm with Cirque and I train hand balance. And I was just like immediately humbled. I was like, okay, please, I'm sorry. Show me the ropes. I'm your humble student.
That is too
And
crazy.
so,
oh my God, that's hilarious.
law of attraction, synchronicity. Thoughts become things. I manifested this person being in my life. So I learned from her. She showed me a couple ropes, tricks and all that. And I just took that concept and ran away with it.
And just start training on your own.
Years later, I just got really good at hand balancing because I was just like passionate about it. I was like obsessed with it, you know.
So that became the new obsession.
There was a new obsession. Wow. And so that helped me kind of like understand the body mechanics of like hand balancing in general, which, you know, later on turned, you know, to air babies and air chairs and all that.
It helps with the breaking. That's why I assumed that the handstand stuff came from breaking.
Nah,
bro.
bro.
Man, he must just had good hand balancing.
Nah, bro. So you know what? Circus is more discipline.
Yeah.
B-boying is more of like, you know, skill set, you know, like Shaolin training, but circus is more of like really focused on one thing, like discipline, hardcore, like military. And so the hand balancing was just that. It was like military training, handstands, like all day until you get it.
That's good. Yo, Connor, pull up one of the hand balancing ones, man. And so like this stuff has blown me away forever, dog. Like all the time, this stuff has blown me away. Yo, go to the hand balancing ones. Blah blah blah. Go back to the list. I think
amazing how you got it set up, man. It's so dope.
Go handstand. Boom boom boom. There we go.
Oh, that's another hand balance.
Yeah. Let's check
this one. Yeah.
Bro. So if you can't see what we're watching, my man is in a one-arm handstand and his legs are at this crazy 90-degree angle and he's doing like little syncopated things with his hands and his feet and his ankles.
Bro, I just wanted to show the control and just, you know, honestly, like I'm just having fun with it because what's happening in most of like the world's like nobody's really like open-minded. So I just took the concept of b-boying and applied it to the circus training. And I was like, okay, so what can I do with my hand balancing? Well, I can move, I can thread, I can dance.
And do stuff like this?
This is just, this is basic handstand. This is
doing a handstand, but you're trying to rock yourself off balance.
Yes, but to show the control that, you know, no matter what, I'm stable. I'm just stable, bro.
All right, so question. What percentage of that is strength comparative to balance?
Damn, that's a dope question, dude. I would say it's more balance and strength.
Really?
Because, bro, I've seen some amazing hand balancers of little girls.
That's true.
They're incredible, and they have like no muscles, but their balance is just incredible. It's just literally like standing on your legs.
So off the back end of that one, if it's more balance, is it more being able to adjust within the moment, or muscle memory of getting to that point and you just lock in?
That's an amazing, man. That's really dope.
Dude, I've wanted to ask you these questions for a decade, bro, because no one else does this.
That was dope. I would say it's honestly both.
Oh, really?
It's honestly both.
Okay.
It's honestly both.
So you got to work up to a certain level of muscle memory so that you know where to hit it.
Yes.
And you also have to be able to adjust to the variables.
Yes, because the body has to remember what it already knows on top of those little moments of like finding the perfect time. But your body is going to tell you, okay, you're ready to go. Just lock out and breathe.
No way. Yo, Connor, pull up one of the one-arm ones. All right, so we watched some of the two-hand ones, right? And then we got a little glimpse of a one-arm one. Here's another one-arm one that is just absolutely insane here.
Yeah, for me, bro, honestly, like when I'm hand balancing, I'm like in meditation. I'm just meditating. That's all I'm doing.
You're just relaxing.
I'm just completely just breathing and just meditating. Like some people can do like Lotus in the Himalayas. Mine is just hand balancing.
Wow.
Like I feel completely free and open when I'm hand balancing. Like that's it. Like just everything else just vanishes. I'm just in my world, just breathing.
That is so crazy. And for those that can't see what if you're just listening on the audio, please do yourself a favor and head over to his page, Cyberyoga, or go onto the YouTube version of this, because the stuff we're seeing is insane. And right here, this is almost like a b-boy pose integrated with a yoga pose. Like, what would you consider this one?
This is actually what I call a super air chair, because the air chair goes from your elbow to the side of your hip.
Exactly. You just got that little stab.
Yeah, but I'm like putting the bottom of my foot that's flexible enough on my elbow, and I'm just using the counterbalance to stay up.
Yeah, I wish y'all could see Connor's face. We need a camera on Connor's face, because Connor's back here like, what is happening?
See, bro.
Crazy, right?
See, but listen. Here's the thing. What I'm doing is no different from what you guys are doing. You guys are literally like becoming superhuman by. You guys are like breaking the laws of physics with like flipping. Like it's incredible. It's like what you guys are doing is just insane. So it's the same thing.
But and then comparatively to us, we're like, what you're doing is becoming a superhero. You're holding your body up on one hand. Like, that's insane, man.
Bro, it's just, it's just focus. Like what you guys want to do, like double quartz, triple quartz. It's just like, how do you guys do round off double back? Like what? Like those were like dream moves for me, and now it's like commonplace. Yeah, now it just happens. So all right, another question I've always wanted to ask you. Does the blood rushing to your head affect you, or are you past that? I'm past that. Whoa, no way. I'm past that. So you can just go upside down. It's all good. The blood flow upside and down, for your body, the constant blood flow of going from your feet to your head upside, like consistently, is so good for you. Really? It's the best for your body. No way. It's the best. So you need that constant blood flow going up and down. I used to do like inversion table, or gravity boots were big back in the day. Yeah. And now you just do handstands, bro. Dang, that's crazy. It's super amazing, man. So for someone that's out there that's a beginner, what would be your keys to starting handstands? Like, do you utilize the wall? Do you utilize the buddy technique with the fist between the ankles? I would say the buddy technique and the wall. Well, actually, you know what? I'm not a fan of the wall, but you need to have the foundation. Why are you not a fan of the wall? Because I feel like that's the most common thing, right? So please help tell us why. Because if you're practicing poor technique on the wall, it's going to be hard to break your habits. Oh, what's the most common poor technique thing? The back. The back, the hollow, or the arch. The hollow and the arch. And so learning how to correct your body in your form, everything is stacked, everything's in alignment, that helps your balance a lot easier. In a perfect handstand, is your head supposed to be in line with your body, or are you supposed to have your head looking? You're supposed to be looking at your hands. Okay. So that's just me, though. Okay. Everybody's body is different. Okay. But for me, I'm looking at my hands the whole time, so I know exactly where I am. Okay. And the shoulder, and the hands have to be just shoulder width across and all those little things. Totally. But it's those little things that help you find your balance a lot faster. Like I'm not even going to pretend to know anything about handstands next to you. But for me, what always helped me when I did it was like not just engaging my arms, but really like tightening my core and my butt. Yes, your core. Is there any other so I was going to ask you that. So is the most important thing your core, like to help stand that line? Or is there another like little hack that will help people? Oh my God. Okay. Great question as well. The most important thing, bro, honestly, is breathing.
What?
People forget to breathe when they're handstand. People are like, breathe. It just makes the job a lot easier. Number one, breathing.
Dude,
and
we
then
say
two,
that tricking too. Yeah. Okay.
just breathe. Breathe. Don't stress out. Breathing. And yes, of course, your core, keeping your body tight, the hollow body, sucking your butt, your stomach while breathing.
While breathing.
Then you're focusing. Then your line's on point, and now you're getting somewhere.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So form is your friend. The form is your friend. So, but all those things put together, it helps your progress a lot faster.
And so what is the best thing for people to do then? If they have a friend, just kick up and try to hold it for a little bit of time and then just kick back down and then just increase the length of time you hold it?
Yes. You know what? I would, that of course, I'll say maybe like 10-second holds.
Okay.
If they're not dying, but just breathing.
Okay.
10-second holds, come down, bring it up again, 30 seconds, come down again. If they could do a minute, perfect.
Okay.
You know it? If they go with that, 2 minutes. Just back down, but just breathing.
So what's your stance on walking? Most people, when they handstand walk, they do it because it's a lot easier because you can just carry the momentum. Is that right? Like it's a lot hard. Is it harder to hold it still as opposed to walking, I guess is my question?
I would say it's hard. I would say it's harder to hold it static than
Perfect
walking.
static, right?
Exactly.
With no motion at all.
Yeah,
Perfect
yeah,
form.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's more like walking's. Yeah, exactly what you said. It's the movement of the legs and the counterbalance that keeps you up.
Okay.
Versus just staying static.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that's always impressed me about your one-arm handstands is because I have other friends that have done Cirque as well, or like for free runners and parkour listeners out there, Timothy Sheaf.
Oh yeah, Timothy.
AKA Livewire.
Beast
He used to do
mode.
tons of one-arms, but the thing that was always unique to me was Tim's one-arms. He always does the counterbalancing technique where he's on one arm and his legs are counterbalancing.
Kind of sideways. Yeah.
A lot of times when you do one arms, you do a traditional handstand and you just bring one arm away and your legs are fully candled and straightened out.
Yeah, it's just it's just different like hand balancing styles.
But where does the counterbalance come from then? Because your legs aren't countering. I don't get it.
It's more of like when you're learning how to when you're learning how to hand balance. Like for me, I learned from a more of a circus foundation.
The one arm handstand. See if that one's up there.
Yeah, mine was more of like a circus foundation, and I think that Tim's was probably like self-taught, maybe, because he's so beast mode and strong, he could just hold it. But mine was more of like a circus.
So that's a circus style where you just go
Kind of cut it like two hands down, and you
one.
just bring one hand down, and then find the shape you want. And you just hold that position.
Okay.
The flag is great, but I wanted to be unique and just creating like different shapes and different styles of like hand balancing.
Yes.
And having like transitions in shapes while hand balancing versus just being stuck in one pose forever.
Totally.
Yeah. So that was just my style. I just want to be dynamic in it.
That's so crazy. And Connor, play this video right here, which is great that you were just talking about the transitions and stuff
Air
like
baby.
that. And so this to me was resembled like very similar to like a yoga routine or like a yoga flow.
Yeah. I just wanted to add like a basic yoga element into it. Just incorporate some balancing.
Connor's face cam. Where's Connor's face cam, y'all?
He's like, what?
Where's Connor's face cam, y'all? We need a Connor cam from now on, guys.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Right, Connor? Dog.
Oh shit.
Yo. Dude,
that's dope, man. See, what's to learn it. That's amazing.
What's so crazy though is that like you do it so easily that it almost makes us believe like
anybody can do it.
That
But anybody can do it with this practice dedication. Maybe like a couple years.
Yeah.
But it is possible, bro. Like anything is possible.
So wild,
like
man.
I came from learning. Like I was actually into tricking before I was like into hand balancing. So like I was learning something called the barrel roll.
Oh yeah, like yeah.
Barrel
totally.
roll,
Yeah.
like
it's like a cheat turn. Yeah.
gainers and Websters, and then. But I was always getting hurt, bro. I was always getting hurt doing tricking. I was like, one time, bro, like I almost broke my legs at Valley College.
No way. Yeah.
Doing a double front off the wall, and I landed with my legs like too early with my legs straight, and I almost broke both my legs. And I was just like, I'm chilling.
Yeah, flipping ain't easy, dog.
No, it's not easy,
coming
bro.
off an injury right now. 5 months been out the game.
Damn.
Torn plantar plate. So.
How'd you do that? I mean, what did you?
Just too much repeated pushing off my feet barefoot. Yeah. And they were like, you can do a surgery where we'll shorten your toe bone lengths. And they're like, but it'll feel weird when you're barefoot. I'm like, well, I train barefoot all the time.
So it's fine.
We're not going to do
So
that
it
way.
works.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's been a long process, man. It's crazy to hear, though, that, like, you literally have done this in stages, whereas I thought this was like a cumulative journey throughout the entire time,
bro.
man.
You know what? And the way I actually engineer this practice, like it's meant to evolve over time. So right now, I'm really focusing a lot more on this new movement that I'm going to incorporate into more Cyberyoga. So just more movement, like more expression, more freedom, but it's more in depth, taking the roots from my b-boy style, but really starting to like incorporate this into more of this flow.
It's cool, man, and it's something that like is very, very unique to you. And one of the things I want to talk about is, Connor, bring up the one at the very bottom, the secret geometry movement. And secret geometry movement was something that was so wild to me, bro, because
this is my other
this is another
movement.
viral video.
This is my other practice called Neo Sutras. And Neo Sutras is like Cyberyoga with like two people.
Yes.
But it's masculine and feminine movements together based on sacred geometry.
And that's what I wanted to ask you, what this is, man.
Oh, man, this is really powerful. Me and my partner did ayahuasca together. And we had this idea and vision. Well, more like not a vision, but like downloads. And this is going to sound crazy, but I normally get these downloads of ideas of like concepts, They just come down to me.
You see an image of something, or what do you see?
Like I can feel these images coming through me.
Okay.
So I call them downloads. And at the same time, when she did ayahuasca, she said that she actually met these beings that give me these downloads.
No way.
And so we had a conversation about creating something together to create this like harmonic movement dance for couples, male and female, to spread across the world, because we feel like partnership has kind of been like destructive. Yeah. And so what we want to do is kind of like repair the connection between partners, whether it's, guy, girl, guy, it doesn't matter, but but really focusing on like repairing and reinstalling genuine connection between partners.
Yes.
So that's what this is.
And I mean, no greater connection to this is like physical, this is mental, this is spirit, this is all the same thing at once.
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you call this?
This is called Neo Sutras.
Okay.
The New Sutras.
Wow.
Neo Sutras.
And now this is from a video that went pretty viral as well.
Oh my God.
3.3 million views.
Yeah, this was in March. This got like, I posted it and it went viral. It got like 60,000 shares, millions of views. People were like, we don't even know. People were saying that they didn't know how to describe how they felt watching this video.
Wow.
So we knew that it was something powerful because people can't even like translate what they feel.
Yeah, it's just a feeling.
Yeah, it's evoking emotion, like real genuine emotion. Like, and so we knew that we were onto something when we did this, and this video just went viral.
And so how long did it take you guys to conceptualize and actually create and film
this took us about a year. So this movement, this is an actual act, and this is like a 5-minute performance that we do. Yes. And we had an editor kind of just go in there, kind of just chop it up. But this was like a year of creation. And so now we have 2 more other acts that we're doing.
No way.
Yeah.
That's so cool, man. Yeah, and so I've always been curious about what that exactly was, because I just saw it go viral. My friend tagged me. I was like, oh, I know that guy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm just really into like really receiving information, that comes to me. I just use it. I'm like, God, whatever. I don't know, whatever you call it, God, the creator, whatever whatever it is. Like, I'm getting information, downloads, and I'm like, okay, manifest it into reality.
It's crazy, man. It's so crazy, because one of the other things, so you've had that picture go viral, you've had that video go viral. One of the other things that you went viral for and were known for, Connor, pull up the airboards. And this is something.
Oh my God, the hoverboards, bro. You gave me my first one.
And that's what's so crazy.
You hooked it up.
Like, along the lines of you going viral, this was back when I was co-owner of a company called The Airwheel with Sam Parham, everyone knows from JAMCast and Jam Breakdowns.
You were hooking me up,
and
bro.
you were one of our ambassadors that was throwing down the craziest airboard clips of anyone. Connor, pull up some of these airboard clips. Let the people see what they were missing out on. So if anyone ever ridden a hoverboard,
oh my God,
have you really ridden a hoverboard?
Look at Connor Cam. He's like, what? Got the Cyber Lotus on the hoverboard. Yeah, bro. I was just like, yo, I'm just crazy about like what I do. I'm like, what can I do with this? It's like,
Exactly, bro. And what you were doing was just, I mean, at the time, people were putting out little dance videos on their hoverboards or like, them crashing. I was like, yo, my man is doing real work over here on these hoverboards. He is putting down combos that could go disastrously. And
Yeah.
honestly, I honestly, dude, I've tried to handstand on a board, and it doesn't go well for me. It rattles. It like I spin. I go
And
one
you
way
go
or the
one
other,
way?
bro. I can't go even. It's like,
Bro, you know what's actually funny enough? I only fell once on the hoverboard. Fell
Really?
fell on my elbow one time. And it was me doing something stupid.
just trying something new,
Doing something new.
dude.
Yeah, but this is, bro, exactly like I said, if you think of any, idea or like concept and just like challenge yourself, anything is possible. I was like, can I go from a handstand to a lotus down? Let me just see if I could try and see if it's possible. And that's it,
And
bro.
Sure enough, let the cameras roll, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That
Impossible is nothing.
Wild, bro. And I would be remiss if I didn't talk about this because it's such a huge part of my life at the time as well. And it's just so crazy that like it's something that we can share together.
Yeah,
and, like,
that's amazing,
and reminisce about, bro. Because this was back in Connor. What year was that on those videos? I think it's 2017.
2015, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, man. You hooked me
wait,
up.
what
Like
was that, 16.
you hooked me up with the first board, and I was like, yes, Travis hooked me up. You know what? I'm gonna see what I can do with this thing. Let's see what I can do with it.
That's crazy to see how time flies, bro. That was 2016.
Time is flying, man. 2020.
Wow, man.
2020. Like
Absolutely insane.
soon. 2020 already. Time is flying.
That's crazy, man. And with the approach of 2020 coming up right now, what is your like goal with everything that you're doing right now, personally and with Cyberyoga?
Cyberyoga 2.0 upgrade.
Oh, is it a new program?
Just a new
techniques?
program, new techniques, new content, everything.
Okay.
Just upgrade. Cyberyoga 2.0. That's the vision. And I purposely wanted to wait for like 2020 to come full throttle hard.
Okay.
New time, new era. Cyberyoga 2020. I'm gonna just come hard. So that's the vision.
That's amazing. And is this like your full mainstream focus right now? Are you still dabbling into dance at all? Are you still dabbling in performative art, or?
Of course, I still do TV and films.
Okay.
I just still do that. But the main focus right now for longevity and just leaving an overall legacy is Cyberyoga.
Okay.
That's Cyberyoga and Neo Sutras, of course. So those two.
That's crazy.
And then hopefully one day Cyberyoga can be in a film, or maybe it could be a film. So that's just where I'm just thinking about creating something to make that something.
100%.
Got to build your brand, man.
That's wild. That's crazy, man. All right, and now separate from Cyberyoga, the other stuff you still do film and television wise, is that mostly performative art as a breakdancer, or as a
Breakdancing, small acting, like a little bit of stunts, but nothing like you guys. But like stunts and stuff, things I've done in the past. But just more of like commercial acting, dancing.
So you have an agent. And
Yeah,
you're going
creature
out on
work and stuff
auditions.
like that.
Yeah.
So it's like I've been doing that for like 15 years.
That's wild.
Yeah, behind the scenes. You Got Served. That's another viral thing.
I literally was just gonna ask you right now, bro. So what part are you in? You Got Served.
In the movie on You Got Served, I'm the guy doing the head slide and the head spins, and I'm on the movie cover.
Yeah.
The guy doing a pose.
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, they
And
cut my head off and put somebody else's head on top of my body. But
No
that's me.
way.
Yeah, bro.
Are you serious?
Yep. Serious heart attack.
That's trash, bro. That's crazy. And I literally was going to. My next question was going to be asking you about You Got Served, because growing up, that was like my favorite movie.
Everybody loved that movie.
That
man.
predated Step Ups, like
yeah,
like that
way,
was,
way before, man.
This is the OG dance, and I rewatched like the final battle the other day because like there's so many of our homies in that.
Yeah.
Like I saw like Oscar in there. Like,
yeah, Oscar. Yeah,
Flips is in there.
Flips.
But then I see
Garland.
some of the choreo, and I'm like, man, that was really garbage. They didn't even do a second take on some of
Did
these.
nothing,
I'm
bro.
like, they were way off on that choreo, but they just left it in the
Super
movie.
off.
I
They
was
just
like,
left
it was
it.
way off. There's a part where, I don't know, is it someone's in the middle? Maybe it's Omarion or someone, but they do a thing where they like fake Three Stooges.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to like hit him. They're like way off on the hits. He falls off.
They zero F's given.
just let it go,
They just didn't
dog.
care.
Oh.
There's another viral video that I did on YouTube before it was like the famous viral videos. You remember the backflip in the jeans?
Yes.
I was in that.
You were in that with
was-
Cujo.
Me, Cujo, and Mosquito. I had the blonde
Try to see if you
mohawk.
can pull up Cujo, K-U-G-O.
That was like one of the first viral
backflipping
YouTube
jeans.
videos back then.
K-U-J-O.
K-U-J-O.
Backflipping jeans. And for people that don't know, Crazy Cujo.
Crazy. Oh my God. This
Crazy
guy.
Cujo, one of the strongest men in the world when
Beast.
it came to breakdancing.
Redonkulous.
Doing planches and any move that involved.
That's me right there.
Which one? The second one.
Yes, with the red and.
Yeah, go
that's
down.
me.
There it is.
Look at the
Oh,
quality.
wow. This is the good. You guys, I forgot that you guys went
That's
so
me.
viral. You guys went around and started doing
The
performances.
blonde mohawk.
Look
bro.
at this, bro. And I remember this.
This is, oh my God, bro. I never.
You've
Okay.
literally been in so many viral
I've been in a lot of
videos
different
over the
things.
years. It's insane.
A lot of different things. That was
Wow.
insane.
You
There
guys
was
literally-
one where Cujo did the backflip in the jeans. That took us like 30 takes.
No way.
Yeah, 30 takes.
That's so crazy, dog.
Yeah,
and
man.
it's so cool to sit back here and reminisce because like these are all things that like I said over the years I knew about and I watched and I saw. And like I don't know if the average person out there knew that this was you and all those things.
They didn't know.
Like I knew he was the backflip and jeans guy. I knew he was the you got served guy, the hand balancing guy, the head spin guy. Like
And now
it's
I'm
just
just
so
like,
crazy.
still, you know what? Just being active, doing your thing, paying your dues, working hard, being consistent.
Totally, man.
You know, sooner or later it pays off.
You've had a lifetime of movement, man.
Yeah,
A
man.
lifetime of movement. It's incredible that not only did you get to experience it, but like we're lucky enough that we live in an age where we're able to see some of the videos and
Yes.
stuff. You know, like we're very, very blessed with that, man.
100%, man.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, yo, I know you got a busy day ahead of you. A question I got to ask you that I ask everyone, and you don't have to have an answer. Some do, some don't. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? And I guess two-part question because this has been so much about your brand and stuff also. Where do you see Cyberyoga in 5 years, and where do you see it in 10 years?
Where I see myself in 5 years.
And it can be personal business. It doesn't matter. You know?
Personal business, I would say. I envision Cyberyoga as being a household name and being very successful, traveling the world, doing workshops, mentoring, coaching, helping the youth, and just being a really positive role model for, the world. That's it. Just leading by example. Just leaving a legacy and doing what I'm doing, mentally, physically, spiritually, all that. That's just what I want it to be.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. And what about 10 years from now? Do you have big plans for
10 years
yourself
from
and
now?
Cyberyoga?
I want Cyberyoga to have communities globally.
Wow.
That's where I see it, and then having like Cyberyoga competitions.
Dope.
Not, I wouldn't say a competition, but call it more of like a proving ground.
Yeah, I got you.
Like
A comparative
proving
way to
yourself.
show your level. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, I'm going to battle you, but more of like proving yourself,
That's important,
really.
man. Every sport gets to a point where you have to do that because it doesn't necessarily need to determine who's the best. It just needs to determine why you're working so hard.
Exactly.
Comparatively to yourself.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And then also being able to mentor the youth and the upcoming B-Boy Olympics in France.
Yeah.
So actually, having that program in place to be ready for the kids, the training, focus, discipline, all those elements. So that's what I'm kind of like gearing up for too, to set
dope,
myself
man.
up.
That's super smart, man. And like you said, you're seeing, that the Olympics is going to the Olympics.
Oh,
right?
my
The
God, it's
the
gonna be
breaking's going to the
huge.
Olympics. So it's like,
Yeah.
once it's a global sport, man, it's just going to take off.
Set it up.
Dude.
Nike, what's up? Where you at?
Heck yeah, dog.
Yeah,
Well, yo, man, more than anything, dude, it's been really cool to sit back and reminisce and talk about all these things, and more than anything, answer these questions I've had burning in my head.
Oh,
ever
man.
since
Thanks for
I
having
knew
me,
you,
man.
bro.
It's such an honor. And yeah, man, such a blessing. And yeah, thanks for what you do, man.
I
That's much a
appreciate
lot.
it, dude.
Big ups to
You're a
that.
huge fixture of Jam, bro. Anyone
Dope.
that comes by Jam, I'm sure they see you putting in work in the dance room or on the floor.
Dope. Yeah.
So now you got a name to the face that you see out
Yeah.
there. Heck yeah, man.
Cyber.
Man. So
That's
real
what's
quick,
up.
man, before we get out of here, swing this mic in front of you, look into that camera, and let people know where they can follow you and Cyberyoga.
Okay, guys, we can find me on Instagram.com/cyberyoga, YouTube.com/cyberyoga, Facebook.com/cyberyoga1, the number 1. So
Good stuff, dog.
Thanks,
Heck yeah,
bro.
and we'll be sure to put it on the screen, man.
Appreciate
it. You guys, thank you as always for joining us here for another episode. Be sure to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe for brand new episodes each and every week. Join us every Monday for brand new Jam breakdowns and every Friday for brand new JAMCast interviewing influential members of the movement community like Mr. Lamonte Goode himself. So as always, guys, I got to give a very special shout out and thank you to Mr. Connor Simon for the cameras in the Switcher app. Got to give a special thank you to our guest this week, Mr. Lamonte Goode.
thank you.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate
and
it.
as always, guys, coming through, I'm your host, Travis Wong. Thanks for joining us here on another JAMCast. Until next time, we'll see you all soon.
Boom.
Peace.